Okay, so I want to talk about under the topic of money and banking, the role of banks and how they play a role into the economy. And I guess one subtopic that had stuck with me in there is the a bank's balance sheet. And in there, it talks about using it as a more of an accounting tool for listing out your assets and liabilities. And I had read a book before, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and the definitions differ from how they stated it in the book compared to how they're using it here, but it's somewhat of the similar idea in the sense that assets are something of value that you own, um, and it can produce more of something. In this case, it's more general, but in Rich Dad Poor Dad, they used it as a way of like it's worth something that has the potential to make more money in their case. But for liability, in this case, it's talking about debt or something you owe. So a concrete, like something you owe somebody. But as of liability in Rich Dad Poor Dad, they described it as something, um, something in which you're constantly losing money. It's not concrete. It's like more, like it's wasting your money. Like when you buy a new car and as soon as you drive it off the lot, it automatically like loses its value, like automatically. And the more you drive it, the more it goes down and down, and it's a liability because you keep putting money into it, and it's not necessary. It's not necessarily, or I guess directly, making you any profit or producing anything for you. But in the case of assets, you could say, I own this house, and it's this property that I own, extra property, not that I live in, but just a building that I own, like a apartment complex. You could say you own an apartment complex, and you could rent that out towards others, and that produces passive income. And then as for assets, I mean, no, that produces passive income, and then it can make you a profit because you already own the property and people are paying you to live there, so you don't really have to, you don't lose any money. I guess you're just, it's it's of value, and it produces something for you. But obviously in the case of, the class, I'm gonna obviously refer to the definition given to me from the textbook, so not from Rich Dad Poor Dad. So definitions vary between different areas, such as that book as well as this textbook. But I did find it familiar when the textbook did describe, assets and liabilities, and then versus when the book had said it. So it's in the same area. It's just not exactly the same, but it's similar. And I recognized it, and I thought it was cool. So